You know the biggest problem doing a podcast when you record it? Where do you put your hands? Because, like, right now, if you're watching on Facebook, you see that, like, my hands are up on top of the desk. But then earlier, they were on my lap because that was a comfortable place. But then I was figuring that everyone would sit there and be like, where are Mike's hands? And then I'm like, I don't know, they're right here. Don't think anything negative of me. Anyways,
that's why it's a podcast, so no one cares.
I know, but people are watching. Millions of people are watching. It's the Mike Sasson Show live at Mr. Small's Theater. It's their studio here. It's the River's Edge. You can listen at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio Live, or you're watching on Facebook Live. Thank you very much on this beautiful September morning here in Western Pennsylvania. Thank you very much to everyone who watches. Thank you very much to everyone who is going to be there September 30th, Panza Gallery, the Pod Party.
Woo!
We're giving out free beer and mead. I'm going to try mead for the first time. I'm not even 100% sure what it is. I asked 4 people, and everyone's like, oh, it's really good. It's like this.
To be honest, I have no idea what it's made from.
Someone told me honey.
Aw.
I don't know.
I think so.
Honey and water and vinegar and fairy dust and all sorts of stuff. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that, you just heard her, is producer extraordinaire Alex Clemens. She's back from her week-long vacation throughout the Rocky Mountains. And
Nope.
Weren't you in Colorado?
Yeah, but, like, I wasn't really in the mountains.
If you're in Denver, Colorado, you're in the mountains.
Okay.
It
also wasn't a week.
All right. Well, okay, whatever.
I don't have that much money.
Oh, she doesn't have that kind of. She is Mike Sasson producer show scratch. What are you talking about? Anyways, we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about the fact that Alex is now a high fashion model. We'll talk about that experience and the fact that she has blue hair.
Tell people more lies.
That was ultimately done here in the beautiful Millvale. We'll talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So awesome there. The good people at Salon 22, correct?
Yes. Good job, Mike.
Good job. Aren't I? I'm just a corporate shill. That's what I am. But thank you to the people at Salon 22. So we'll be talking about that. Also, here's some of the stories we're going to be talking about. Maybe talk about my 5 takes. You'll be amazed because it's 40 years ago today that in Youngstown, Ohio, they have a thing because my brother played football at Youngstown State. And so I always heard about Black Monday. And that was the day that literally everybody got fired from the steel mills. I saw there was an article today in the New York Post where it had how much a steel worker made in like when the steel mills closed. And I did it. I put in an inflation calculator to how much that means, how much they would have made in 2017. I was blown away. So we'll be talking about that. Also, again, diet whiskey's a thing. People don't know where chocolate milk came from. People are extorting Kevin Hart because he gets strange. Also, sex robots could be trained to kill. Right. So a lot of great things happening in the world. So we'll be talking about that. Again, you might be listening again on TuneIn Radio or on www.riversedgepgh.com where you listen to the best local music, or after the fact, you'll be listening to us on many of the podcast formats that we use, either SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes. First and foremost, and also Senneca Stone.
Yeah.
Comedian extraordinaire and, in my opinion, one of the coolest names in the history of the world.
When we were trying to tag him in this post, I typed in Senneca Stone, but I spelled it wrong, and it came up with like landscaping companies.
That does look like if there was like a
that's so great.
If there was like a masonry company that like built decks and it was called
that would be
Seneca
a beautiful
Stone.
name for
Absolutely.
them. Yeah. I mean, he is an awesome name. I agree with you. It's probably the coolest name ever.
He has an awesome name, but apparently, according to his stand-up, terrible parents.
Oh.
So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Anyways.
We don't really have to. Do we have to bring that up?
Oh, it's going to be 45.
You have terrible parents.
Oh, we all have terrible parents.
We have great parents, but your parents are shit.
No, I will make this announcement. Not here.
Kathy Sasson is watching right now.
Catherine Sasson?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay. I'm kidding, Mom. I can't believe she actually knows how to do this now.
No, I'm kidding. She wasn't watching.
Oh, great.
But she will someday, you know.
All right.
When she figures it out.
She'll never figure it out. I'm trying to cut down her cable bill, so I'm trying to like teach her how, because she's all upset because like Comcast is charging her like $7 million a month for cable. And so I'm like, hey, Mom, why don't you stream on your television?
Become a millennial. Yeah.
And so I'm trying to teach her how to use YouTube TV. Because that has all the local channels. It's $35 a month. It has all the sports channels, all that kind of stuff. $35 a month.
Not
Super
bad.
Cool. She calls me like 5 times a day now, just being like, Michael, I'm trying to watch the news, and I'm just like, press the button, Mom. Press the little Press the square button. I'm pressing the. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. We'll figure it out. But again, she now uses Netflix because she loves Blue Bloods.
Yes.
She loves Blue Bloods.
Oh, I thought you said blue balls.
She loves Blue Balls and Blue Bloods. I can't believe the makers of Blue Bloods didn't think that people would call it Blue Balls.
I mean, it really is. If you like mix it up a little bit, that's what it is.
But I really think she's got a thing for Tom Selleck.
Oh, who doesn't?
Do you have a thing for Tom Selleck?
Yeah, who doesn't?
I think he's like in his mid 80s though, and I'll be honest with you.
He's not in his mid 80s.
I think
he's not in his mid 80s.
I'm obviously
kidding. It's the mustache. Does he have a mustache in Blue Bloods?
Of course he does.
Okay.
If Tom Selleck, if you took away his mustache.
No, they do it in Friends. They take away his mustache in Friends, and you're like, whoa.
No, and you know what? And that's why Friends didn't have the success that
he was like
should've.
the OG DILF, I think.
He's the OG. He's 72 years old.
Okay.
Okay, so I wasn't
not
that far.
Not in his 80s, though.
I was not that far
and he's
off.
still good looking.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's now. He looks exactly the same.
Yes.
He doesn't look any different than that he did earlier in his life.
First off, the whole concept of DILF is new, which I'm looking forward to because I think that's what I'm hoping for is eventually reaching DILF status. But that's like something that I've come across women all of a sudden on Twitter going, oh, that's a great DILF. I like this DILF. I'm like, thank God eventually that the DILF world is coming in. Also, if you're watching on Facebook Live, comment away because we will, at the end of the show, read every comment. Even if it's insanely stupid. I mean, we'll make fun of you if it's insanely stupid, but we will read every comment. More than like Alex will, because this is a very Alex-centric show because it's about your trip, it's about your blue hair, it's about your fashion modeling, so we'll go through all of that.
I just told people to comment #DILF status and comment your favorite DILF.
And if it's not me, then I don't like you. Anyways.
Oh.
I
don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, Alex will be like, we will get 0 comments. Anyways. And also, you missed last week, Alex. I'm trying to help the world become a better place.
No, I saw it. I didn't miss it.
Okay. Thank you to Brian.
I tune in. I was pooping. I watched you guys.
How long was your poop?
Because like there's a time difference, so but I had to wake up anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, how long was your poop?
Not as long as the show,
because
that's impossible.
Okay.
You would not have a butt left. If you watch the whole show while pooping.
Well, honestly, I want someone to try. That's what I want. I want someone to poop for an hour and 50. Yeah, don't show us the poop. Just keep it to yourself and just be like beginning poop, and then like at the end be like ending poop. Then we go from there. We'll time it and we'll make a record of it. We'll build like a big statue in Millville. Anyways, if you saw last week's show with the Godfather Brian Crawford, again, thank you very much for filling in for Alex. I'm starting a movement. Because school has started, and one of the most annoying things that I'm seeing, and it's getting worse, is parents hanging out at the bus stop with their kids. And it's getting... okay, if there's one parent that's there to watch to make sure that like no one steals the kids, I'll let that pass. But I literally drove by a bus stop, 37 parents, I think there were 4 kids.
That's not true.
127 parents, and there wasn't even a kid. 67, it's just incredible. And so I'm starting a movement called Leave Your Kids Alone. Drop them off at baseball practice, drive off, go get a beer. Don't sit there and watch them like you're a stooge. Don't do that anymore.
See, my bus stop is like right next to, like just a little bit down from my house. So my dad would walk me to the end of the driveway, and he'd pick up the newspaper when he walked me down there, and then he'd say goodbye. And you could probably still see me from our house.
But he walked in and he read the newspaper like a grown human being.
No, I feel like he probably just stood there and was like,
No.
Or he'd drive me to school.
The new movement, and I want to start this. The new movement is leave your kids alone, because I'm talking.
What if you do this? This
Okay.
is my point.
All right.
Okay, so we have a bunch of shitty kids in the world.
Okay.
That's a thing, you know. And what if that's because the shitty kids are from the people who don't care about their kids and like really never spend any time with them, and then we're just gonna have more shitty kids in the world because they don't have enough time with their parents.
Here's what I would say to those people. First and foremost, you have time to raise your kids outside of sitting at the bus stop.
What if that's the only time? What if that's the only time that they get to spend
then I want you to do this.
Because they're working their butts off to support these kids. And the only time that they have to spend with them is at the bus stop and at dinner.
Dinner's different. Eat dinner with your kids. That's when you're supposed to do it. That's when the Waltons did it. That's when
That's
you do it.
the only time you spend time.
No, you can like throw the ball around in the front yard. You can do that kind of
They
stuff.
don't have time for that.
Yes, if you have time to sit at the bus stop. Okay, here are some asterisks. If you take a baseball and you throw it with your kid, then you're good. Have your kid do some activities then. Teach them how to throw a spiral. Do something like that. Get a guitar. Teach them how to play Eruption from Van Halen. Do something cool like that.
Okay, so when I was little, when I was very little,
okay,
but my dad used to work overnight. So like that time in the morning, like when he got us ready and like we had breakfast and everything, that time in the morning was the only time, like not the only time that he got to spend with us, but that was the good portion of the time that he got to spend with us because he had to like sleep during the day and then work at night.
Exactly, because your dad, again, worked, and that's what I want. Keep it to a minimum. Let your kid explore the world. You got to explore the world. Your dad didn't go to the bus stop with you and just sit there with 900 other parents and then ultimately then drop you off. And did he go when you went to like dance classes? Did he sit there and like stare at you while you were doing dance classes?
That wasn't allowed. They have like rooms.
Exactly. Your mom and dad had to drop you off and go live their lives. I'm trying to get parents to live their own lives. Do your own thing, not
But
just
also
live
spend time with your kids.
Spend time with your kids, but you know what? Cut it down.
Just
That's all
don't
I'm
make
gonna
them
say.
shitty kids. Just be good parents and don't make your kids shitty kids.
I would say make sure you raise your kid. Make sure your kid can throw a spiral. See if he can play Eruption on Van Halen, and just go from there. That's good parenting. Anyways, so we're gonna start with that. Now, also, you're all here because you want to talk about Alex's blue hair. So, Alex.
Yeah, Mike.
Let's really get in depth with the blue hair. First and foremost, so the wonderful people here at the River's Edge approached you and said that we have a salon here in Millvale that would love to do your hair because you're a big-time celebrity, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So Salon 22, down the street here, right across the street from
The old Millvale Studios.
the old Millvale Studios, right on that main drag.
Right across from the diner.
That diner, where it's, again, Pamela's, which is amazing pancakes, everything like that. So we're just giving plugs to everybody. So, Salon 22. So
Yeah.
you find out now, how long have you been aching to have blue hair?
I've never really ached for it.
Okay.
I went there and they were like, "Well, what were you thinking?" I was like, "I don't know. Like, what do you want to do?" And they're like, "This is what we want to do." And I was like, "Yes, that sounds amazing."
So they had the idea to make it
yeah,
blue.
like I showed them a picture of like this other blue that I was thinking, but then they showed me like the colors that they were thinking of, and I was like, "That sounds even cooler."
So that's why you go to Salon 22, because you come with your ideas and then
they make it better.
They sit there and they say, we're the professionals. We're going to take that blue hair experience to a different level. So that's smart. That's good. I like that, Salon 22. Good job with that. So you go in there, and how were the people? How long did it take?
Probably about, well, we were making a video too, so it took a little bit longer. But I'd say maybe like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And
When's the video coming out? I think people want to see it.
Next week.
Next week, the video is going to come out.
yeah.
So it's going to.
We'll show it. Yeah, we'll show it on the show.
We're going to show it on the show. We're going to talk about the Salon 22, the blue hair, all that kind of good stuff. Because the big thing was everybody talked about you wanted to look like a mermaid.
Yeah, they did this. It's called color melting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before, so I was like, okay, that sounds cool. It's kind of like, like crayons blending together. Like if you were to melt crayons and have them like blend together, same thing.
Okay.
Now, they don't melt crayons on your hair though. That's not what they do.
That's not what they do. That's
to be clear.
Yeah, that's what they would do at my salon. Because
that's
what
cool.
we'd be like, yeah, just get some Crayolas and light a fire. Anyways, so how many hair colors have you had?
Like my whole life?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
a lot.
Like
I was just looking at my memories. 2 years ago, my hair was pink.
So how many? So pink,
Purple.
blue.
A mixture of pink and blue.
Okay. Have you been blonde?
Yeah, I was just blonde.
Okay.
Like before my hair was blue, I was blonde.
Okay.
Do you not remember?
No, not
like
at
a
all.
couple weeks ago.
I don't remember a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I've had concussions all my life.
No, you have good memory. You can't even say that. I've
right.
been blonde, red, obviously brunette because it's my natural hair color. That's how I did.
Is there any way to get back your natural hair color at this point?
Yeah.
You just keep growing the hair and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's poop.
You don't
Kinda
like
looks
your
like
hair.
Just kidding.
It looks like my car. You were about to say it looks like my car.
No, I was gonna say it kind of looks like your hair, but then I said no.
So you said it anyway. So I mean, like, let's just be honest. You can't. You think my hair looks like shit?
No, it's just, like I didn't personally, like, my hair's a little bit lighter than yours is.
Okay.
But like I personally didn't. It was just like meh, Like when I was younger, my hair was just like meh.
You just felt that your hair needed to pop.
Like none of my family was mad at me when I started dyeing my hair because my hair wasn't cool. Like they all got mad at my sister when she started dyeing her hair because she had like a beautiful strawberry blonde hair. Mm-hmm. And so they got mad at her. But then they were like, Alex and Sarah just all right. It's like I call it a mousy brown.
A mousy brown.
Mm-hmm.
What was mine again? What was my hair color again? Before you gave it
Oh,
some.
it's a soft black.
A soft black.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go, kids. If you want this hair color, you want soft black. So then you got the blue hair. Then you took a trip out to Denver, correct?
Yeah.
Now, why did you pick Denver?
There's cheap flights.
So you just picked a flight to go to Denver?
Yeah.
Okay, so who did you go with?
Me.
Just by yourself?
Yeah.
You're like an
I
adventure.
thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know it. You're like Indiana Jones. You like went after, you're going to go after treasure when you get older.
Yep, that's what I did there. I built a treasure map and I tried to follow it.
And found the Holy Grail. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. No,
Yeah.
so you just how much planning did it take until you figured out you wanted to go to Denver?
Southwest was having cheap flights a while ago, and that was the only cool place, or really the only place I've never been, because a lot of them were like Florida, and obviously it wouldn't have been a good time for Florida. And so that was like the only cool place.
So you just decided on a whim, you're like, okay, I'm taking my vacation, I'm just going to fly out to Denver.
Yeah,
So you get on a bus, and then what'd you do in Denver?
a flight.
A flight. Okay, but then eventually you got on a bus, because I saw pictures of you on a bus.
Yes, I was on a Greyhound. Ugh,
Didn't like that.
no.
All right, so now we've given plugs to 2 companies, and then one
We
gets
we can totally shit on Greyhound.
Okay,
They shit on me.
Okay, shit away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the end of my trip, really. But yeah, I went out to Denver. I stayed at a hostel.
There you go.
Yeah. Which was awesome. Probably my favorite thing about downtown Denver. It was a really cool hostel. It's called Hostel Fish. And
Sounds like an angry fish, like it's a hostile fish.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Nothing like the movie Hostel.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but I assume that there was nothing like it because it was wonderful.
Yes.
Met a bunch of cool people there. The first night, I was the only girl in my room, which was interesting.
Really, because all the dudes are just like playing
Duding
football,
it up, yeah.
duding it up, and
They're like playing football,
and lifting
drink
weights,
beer. Yeah.
doing push-ups.
No one did that.
Okay, yeah, I doubt the people at a Denver hostel were that overly macho. But go ahead.
The great thing about it was I was the room that was directly next to the bar.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Which was nice and not so nice at the same time when I wanted to go to sleep early.
Well, let me ask you this question now.
Yeah.
Colorado, big on the legal weed. Did you partake?
I did, yeah.
There you go. Congratulations. So, but it was legal there, so you
Yeah.
can talk all about it.
Right.
So, did you go to like the weed store?
There was a dispensary right next to my hostel.
There you go.
Literally, I saw it from my window.
So, did you need like a special ticket, or you just walk in just like it's a normal whatever?
You need a golden ticket.
Well, like that's how they always talk about in California. You needed like a thing from a doctor, which you could get by you making
Oh, yeah,
up like
no.
that.
You just go in.
You
And
just go in?
You just have to show your ID. You
Okay.
have to be 21.
All right, so it's like a bar.
Yeah.
All right, so you walked in. Did you pick a particular type?
Yeah, this girl helped me so much. And she was like, this is how they'll all make you feel. And I was like,
Did you do the hand thing too?
Yes.
Okay.
This is how they'll make you feel. She was like a gypsy. But yeah, I don't know. I picked one that was like happy and something else. I don't know.
I love you. This one will make you sad. This one will make you remember all
No,
the
it was
pain
more
in your
like
life.
some of them were more like you have like a very relaxed, like sleepy feeling, or some of them were like happy and like high energy ones. That's the one I got.
You got the one that made you high energy.
Yeah.
Cool. So
I
they
don't
like
know if
it was
it did,
laced with
but-
like Adderall and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Cool.
No.
So, anyways, first and foremost, I don't do drugs, but here's my thing: if you want to, do them. Which is why personally, I think in Pennsylvania and in everywhere in the world, they should just legalize it, because then you get the tax dollars, and then you build new roads and schools and stuff like that, instead of people just keeping the money themselves. That's my political stance on that. Boom.
I don't
win,
know if
victory.
it works though.
Why not?
Well, there's a lot of homeless people in Denver.
Well, there's a lot of homeless people in the world.
Well, so like a lot of people moved to Denver, because they made it legal. So like, oh, we can get jobs there, But then you didn't get jobs.
Well, because these people were unemployable to begin with.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
But I don't think
Yeah.
they had. I don't think they had the surplus of jobs that they thought, and then they stopped.
Okay, but that means so first off, first step before you move somewhere, Google if there's a job there. That'd be my thing. Google if there's ultimately something there that you can do. That's what I would sit there and say. But that's first step. Don't just show up to a place and be like, I'm going to sell weed for legal stuff. Okay, then you're an idiot. You would have been homeless in your hometown anyway. Go ahead.
What?
Okay, I thought I had interrupted you again.
No.
All right, so then you came back from Denver, high as a kite, happy as a clam, and then you took the high fashion photos, right? No. Okay,
I took them before I went to Denver.
So then, but for this story, you came back from Denver.
Nope.
Okay, so before you went to Denver, you took the pictures. Who took the pictures?
My friend Riley Benson.
So beforehand, did Riley approach you and say, hey?
No, I said, Riley, my hair is really cool. Can you take pictures of it?
Oh, so you instigated. You said, hey, I want to take these pictures.
Yeah, because I work with him, and he's a good friend of mine, and he takes really awesome pictures all the time. So I was like, hey, my hair is cool.
All right, so
pictures of me.
So let's look through the pictures, and we can comment on each one.
I can, or the people?
We can both can. People can. People.
Our fans.
First off, don't be mean about her pictures. Don't roast her.
Why would anyone be mean to me?
Because comedians sometimes, watch this show, and I'll be, okay, so that's the first picture. There are pictures. That's from you. That's the back of your hair.
Yellow.
That's a yellow and everything like that. So that's a very nice picture. I think you might be wearing the coat you are currently wearing.
I am.
There you go.
It's my 90s lesbian jean jacket.
90s lesbian jean jacket.
That's kind of how I feel.
That sounds like a movie that someone would say, you got to see 90s lesbian jean jacket. And I'm just like, I'm not watching lesbian jean jacket.
All right, let's see what's next.
Okay.
Ooh, that's just the side of my face and my hair.
All right.
My hair just looks, it's like in a very good light right there, though.
Okay, because I'm looking at the picture. Let's see if it's, oh, there you go. It's very, very nice. Little silhouette. You look like, it would be like if Mary Todd Lincoln or something like those old school pictures of Lincoln, if she was more cool and had blue hair. So that's a nice side
absolutely.
photo. Where did you take these photos?
In his room, he has a little backdrop, like a little tiny studio kind of thing.
Nice.
Little tiny. I should specify.
Little tiny. And then there's you in your...
This is my favorite one.
It is very, very nice. And then I
think it makes me look, it's like, oh, you look kind of badass, but you also look very nice and innocent.
You're very nice. I mean, I like the white, sheer kind of shirt. That's nice. Is that your shirt or his shirt?
It's my sister's.
Okay. So you borrowed it. She goes, hey.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about when the people on the podcast listen to it and Mike describes it as a nice white sheer shirt. I'm just thinking of wet t-shirt contest, Oh. That's what it is. If you're listening to the podcast, go look.
Go look, because Alex competed in a wet t-shirt contest. Did you win?
Yeah, obviously.
Have you ever competed in a wet t-shirt contest?
No, who has those? Where do you even find those?
I'll tell you a story. Back in the day, they used to be all the time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, last one. This is my badass jean or leather jacket one.
This is the badass.
It's a cropped version of it. If you want to see the full version of it, go follow me on Instagram.
Absolutely. We'll post these on the Mike Sasson Show page as well. Okay, so there's that one. Now, the one thing about this picture, a couple things you notice. First and foremost, it's badass leather jacket. Also, no shirt underneath, correct?
Right.
Okay, so whose idea was that?
Mine.
So you were like, hey, why don't I'll take off my shirt and then I'll put on the jean jacket and we'll get 260 trillion likes.
I didn't get that many likes. There's maybe 100 on it.
Okay, but that is is that the most liked photo you've ever had?
No.
Okay, but that's a pretty cool picture. Now, one of the things though I like is your head is tilted to the side. It's almost like a Scooby-Doo.
I want to take pictures of Mike just like this.
You'd be like, it's to the side, and when I saw the picture, it's you were like, huh? That was how I thought you were. So that was a nice.
That's exactly the noise that I made when I.
So we're gonna post all those photos on the Mike Sasson Show, or you can follow Alex, and they're already posted. But we'll post them both places. I texted you during the thing. I thought they were absolutely beautiful.
Thanks.
So congratulations on that. I'd like him.
Congratulations on being beautiful.
Congratulations on being attractive. Make sure also comment away on the Facebook page and comment about the fact that Alex is attractive because she needs the pick me up. Anyways, also, you know what? I'm making this announcement. I would enjoy it if he would take pictures for the show. The gentleman that you did that. I think that'd be really nice.
No.
No? Just of you?
Nope.
Okay. So he's never going to take pictures
my own
again.
Personal photographer.
Oh, you have your own person. You're like in Brewster's Millions. You just hired a guy just because you're going to burn through $30 million?
No.
Okay. Anyways, thank you very much. We'll be right back with the 1-year anniversary of Bar Thoughts and Experiences. It's been a whole year of Alex delving deep into her alcohol-soaked mind and coming out with something that I just have to sit there and go, my God, what have I done? Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show. We'll be right back on the River's Edge.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Rob Spear, host of Damn Near Killed 'Em, an interview show where anything goes.
Once they gave it to me, you could have stuck a telephone pole up my ass.
I was about to be kicked out of the country.
That's where they send the worst of the worst.
In a psych ward, normal things seem so weird in there.
He was making $5,000 a month doing gay audiobooks.
Hear some stories from people who have been to the Edge and back. Thursday morning at 9 a.m. on riversedgepgh.com or download on iTunes.
I mean, that's some pretty cool shit.
That is some pretty cool shit. It's the Mike Sasson Show live at Mr. Small's Theater Studios here in beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania. I am your host, Mike Sasson. That over there is high fashion model and weed entrepreneur Alex Clemens, coming back from the beautiful Rocky Mountains to, again, produce the greatest show in the history of internet radio.
I'm so glad that I came back for this.
Is it? Aren't you glad? When you were all high and looking at the Rocky Mountains, you're like, I just need to get yelled at by Mike some more. That's what you were hoping for.
Yeah.
Anyways, again, you're watching us on Facebook Live or listening at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio, or after the fact, you're listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Play. Again, thank you to Salon 22 for the beautiful hair of Alex Clemens, and we'll have that video up next week of Alex's experiences in the Salon 22. Also, we'll be posting those pictures of Alex from her high fashion shoot on the Mike Sasson Show. So we'll be doing that as well.
It's only high fashion if you have clothes on that are high fashion. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were very beautiful, and again, congratulations.
Just not high fashion.
I'm just trying to find a way to express what they were. So
express them.
I'm expecting them. Anyways, Alex loves to get her drink on, and for a whole year, she's been sharing those experiences with you.
1 whole year.
1 whole year. It's been a year. And now Alex, with the 1-year anniversary of Bar Thoughts and Experiences.
My style's dope any way that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like it. About to open up a can of some cancer. When it come to pizza, I've got high standards.
So I wanted to talk about first what we talked about on
The initial Bar
the
Thoughts.
very first Bar Thoughts and Experiences.
So let's go into, first off, I want to talk about the origin story of Bar Thoughts and Experiences.
Didn't we talk about this a little while ago?
Okay, well, let's review quickly.
Okay, your story's wrong.
Okay,
So.
we're at Scarpace's bar, and we were just sitting there, and you were on your phone just scrolling through things, and you showed me, you go hey Mike, when I get drunk, I just write weird stuff, and so for 5 minutes you just told me why don't unicorns exist? Why are
'Cause they're
trees?
stupid.
Yeah, but you things like that, and I sat there and I go, oh, why don't you say that on the show? And you're like, okay, what should we call it? And then literally on the spot, the next show, we go, well, what should we call this? And you're like, I want to call it Bar Thoughts and Experiences with Alex. And I'm
See,
just like,
my
man.
story, I remember coming up to you and be like, hey, Mike, I have an idea for my segment. And then I told you.
Okay. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think it's somewhere in the middle between you coming up to me going, hey, Mike, I have an idea for my segment, and me going, you know what, kid? You got talent. Let's use that talent. Because I was a 1940s agent, and I had a stogie, and I was in a big office behind a big leather chair, and I was petting a big fake lion, and I sit there and I go, Kid, I tell you right now, you got the talent. You got to tell people about your bar thoughts. And you were just like, okay. And then you went from there. That's how I remember the story. Anyways, go into first one of Bar Thoughts and Experiences.
Yeah, the very first one we had was about cannibalism. Because we don't support cannibalism.
Yes.
But I wanted to know, if you were a cannibal, who would you eat first?
And I said the slowest person because I'm lazy.
Yeah, and I think I said mean things. I said the ugly and fat people, so there'll only be pretty people left.
Yeah, you wanted to
Just
almost
mean.
Yeah,
That's mean.
Yeah, you just wanted to almost do a.
I was so mean last year. I've grown so much in the past year.
You've grown so much. You've grown in terms of blue hair and that. Yeah, there's no way you just wanted to cannibalize ugly people and to be like a Bond villain and try to make everyone beautiful.
Yeah.
But then if you made everyone beautiful, then the level of beauty would be so much higher that then there's always going to be average people. Like they always talk about like that. Oh, that woman is a Pittsburgh 8, but an LA 5. So that's the thing. Like that's what would happen to the whole world. You'd be like, well, 20 years ago, before Alex is cannibalizing old, ugly people, that person would have been a high fashion model. But now that person like is just like a Walmart greeter, because the insanely beautiful people now are incredibly insanely beautiful. Or would it switch on itself, and now all of a sudden the people that are unique and have like a little bit of flaw, they become the people we idolize because now everyone has the quote unquote beauty. I just blew my own mind.
I don't think I thought into it that much.
I just blew my own mind. Anyways, do you have this week's bar thought?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of having blue hair.
Okay.
Just because I knew you really needed to know. You were like considering it, like, should I dye my hair blue too?
Well,
so that we
I
can
do
actually
have
be like blue twins?
Yes, we should be blue twins. Next week, the show will just be called Mike Sasson and the Blue Twins. Anyways.
Aww. That would be good with your new plant.
Yeah, by the way, if you don't understand why I have a giant plant next to me.
It's so cute. It's his new little co-host.
Yeah.
That Planty.
Planty.
That was the best name I could think of.
Yeah. Wait to workshop that. Yeah, we got Planty the plant. Anyways, the reason why is because before the show, Alex was concerned that there was a big space near me because obviously Senneca, comedian, will be sitting next to me, but he's not sitting next to me now.
So Planty is.
So Planty is our initial guest. So actually, Senneca is our second guest. Like if this was like the Tonight Show.
Planty's pretty big.
Planty is a big-time guest.
It'd be a hard follow-up.
That was a bet. Yeah, we'll see if Senneca can follow Planty. So that's important because if he can't follow Planty, we'll just bump him and just keep Planty on longer. Anyways, okay.
So these pros and cons I learned while I was in Denver and I was like walking around the streets and in the hostel and everything like that.
By the way, you kind of are the look there. It's like old school Denver Broncos blue color. I think you might actually be that color.
That's why I did it.
Okay, because you're a huge Denver Broncos fan.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Pros. I'm even more beautiful than I was before.
How can that even be possible?
I have no idea. It's a conversation starter, which is a good thing.
Do dudes come up to you and be like, yo?
That's the thing. Like more people, yeah.
That's how I imagine a bro coming up to you in Denver, be like, blue hair, and you're just like, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people also think that I'm a lot cooler than I am as a person. I mean, I'm a pretty cool person, but like they think I'm way cooler than I am. You know.
But then
like,
when you tell
that girl with blue hair, do you remember her? Like she was so cool.
Did you ever
That's
like?
What they said.
Now let me ask you a question. When did you bring up the fact that you are the producer of the greatest internet radio show to take your coolness quotient to a level that is unseen?
I waited a little bit. I didn't want to, like ruin.
You didn't want them to think that, hey, I'm talking to a big time celebrity. You're like, you know what? Treat me like everyone else. Then I'll tell you how much I'm better than you.
That's exactly why I waited.
Okay. So
yes.
First off, A, you're more beautiful. 2, great conversation starter. Okay, is there a 3?
Yeah, that people think I'm cooler than I am.
Okay.
And that I feel more badass.
Why do you feel more badass?
Because.
That's the worst.
Blue hair.
Okay.
I don't because like I don't know. It makes me feel more badass because a lot of people like are too afraid to do it.
Not you, Alex.
Not me.
You got the blue hair, you sported it, and then you took beautiful pictures of it. That's what Alex does. That's why she is the producer extraordinaire. But there is the yin and the yang in the world. What are the negatives?
Really, the negatives are kind of the same as the positives because people want to talk to me more because they think that I'm cooler than I am.
Yeah.
So, and it's not always people that you want to talk to. It's more times than not people that you don't want to talk to. Like when I was walking on the streets in Denver, the one time I was coming back from dinner, and it was like a good 10 people stopped me like, hey, I really like your hair. This one girl screamed out of her car at me.
And then she crashed into a pole, and it was the last thing she ever said.
Yes.
That's sad.
And then just a million people just tell you how cool your hair is, and you're like, okay, thank you, but it wears off after a while.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people come up to you anyway because they know you from the show, but you're and you deal with it. But then now it's become the blue hair and the massive amount of celebrity.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Has any idiot guy come up to you and just been like, hey, does the curtain match the drapes?
No one has said that to me. No. No one said that. I think people are not as shitty as we think they are.
There you go.
I sure hope so.
Okay, so the one negative is you talk to more people.
People talk to me.
Okay, is there anything else that's negative about blue hair?
People remember you. more.
Ah.
So like when I was at the hostel, like somewhat of a good thing, but somewhat of a bad thing, because I was like, if I get too drunk, like everyone's gonna know it's like that blue-haired girl that was shit-faced last night. You know, they
Also,
remember that.
if
They
you-
might forget a normal-haired girl.
Also, if you plan to like rob a bank or a Senneca or something like that,
Yes.
they're gonna remember.
I'm gonna have to wear a stupid wig.
Exactly. You're gonna have to wear like a pink wig or something like
Yeah.
that. Then they won't remember
Then
you.
then they'll remember the pink-haired girl.
There
It's
you
a good
go.
idea. I'll remember that for when I
We
rob a bank
always
later.
remember how to do things. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. Anything else that's negative?
People are just more, attracted to me, and I just like can't handle people being even more attracted to me.
I understand. Now it's
a
getting
hard life.
It's a hard life. It's a hard life, but Alex lives it. Again, those were bar thoughts and experiences. Were those weed thoughts and experiences, or are those more of drink?
A little bit of both.
There you go.
One of the weed thoughts is that it's been a thought of mine for a very long time.
Okay.
Like since I was probably a child.
Okay.
That I really want to be a professional hibachi chef. Like I want to go ahead and take classes and like be really, really good at being a hibachi chef, and then have a hibachi table at my house. And then when people come over, like I don't tell anyone that I'm a professional hibachi chef.
Okay.
And then people come over and I like surprise the shit out of them because I'm like, boom, and like throwing shit in their mouth,
That would be like
I want to do that so bad.
That would be like if you didn't admit that you were like an amazing drummer, and so you walked into a room and you're just like, oh, there's a drum set here,
yeah.
and then you went
Exactly.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I
That is
think
the way to do it.
it's always been one of my dreams, but I forget about it a lot. It kind of goes to the wayside a little bit.
I just want one of those giant, like, I don't even want to learn hibachi or whatever like that. I just want one of those giant tables that actually is like a stove or whatever, like a
Yeah.
fry, and then I just would cook up burgers.
Well, that's just boring.
Well,
Are you gonna throw them in people's mouths?
I could throw them at people because I
And,
would
like
think it's funny.
flip your spatulas?
I would do that.
I'm not very coordinated though, so it'll take a lot of work.
Well, see, I'm an elite athlete, so I probably would just be able
Right.
to do it like normally. All right. That was Bar Thoughts and Experiences. Now, my version of Bar Thoughts and Experiences,
That
but only
shit.
which it's way to pump it up. See, you become now that you
have
become,
music that pumps it up.
Let's
you don't
pump
need
it
me.
up, okay. It's 5 takes. It's pure ideas from a shitty person. Michael Sasson, according to Alex.
I feel like if you didn't hear the music at that exact point and you just saw my face, it's like, yeah, you'd be like, what's going on in the show right now?
I know. We just electrocuted Alex's chair is what happened. Okay, first bar thought. So this morning I was reading, it's like the 40th anniversary of a really bad day in the history of Youngstown, Ohio. They called it Black Monday.
Ooh, way to bring it down there.
Yeah, okay. But here's the thing. So they laid off like 260 trillion steel workers in like an hour. So it was really, really bad. But this is the thing that blew my mind. In 1977, when this happened, the average steel worker was making approximately $25,000 a year.
Okay.
Now, in terms of modern money, Alex, what would be your guess to what that would be in terms of buying power?
You mean like how much would it be today?
Yeah.
You said 25,000?
Mm-hmm.
I would say 40,000.
$105,000 a year.
I clearly don't know inflation rates.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Blue hair Alex doesn't have inflation rates in her brain. Anyways, that blew my mind. So when people talk about all the time, like, make America great, all this kind of stuff, that's why they're doing the rallies, is because when those steel mills were here, when those everything were there, the average dude, just the average guy walking the streets working in a steel mill was making, in terms of modern money, $100,000 a year.
That's crazy.
So you'd sit there, you talk about like these towns like Johnstown and McKeesport and Newcastle and Youngstown, all this kind of stuff. When they say, 50,000 people have left these jobs, that's 50,000 people that were making $100,000 a year in terms of modern money. So that's why when you sit there and these people talk about how great their towns used to be, there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
These people were
they
making
really were
bank.
great.
Yeah, so that just blew my mind. That was my first, my take. That's a lot of freaking money. But also someone would bring up, maybe that's why the steel mills closed, because they were paying them $100G a year. But, whatever. Okay. Number 2, the older I get, the more I like Mexican food.
What?
Like, I was a decent fan of like tacos and enchiladas, all that kind of stuff when I was a kid. But as I've grown older, Mexican food might have been replacing pizzas and hoagies as my favorite food.
When I was a child, that was the first thing that I asked for.
Was Mexican
That was
food?
my first word. Taco.
Taco. me personally, I mean, my mom would the way my mom would make tacos for 8 kids is she would
Just
make
heaps and heaps of ground beef.
She would make huge amounts of ground beef, put the skillet in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
And then literally we would all just have our own individual taco shells, and we would just put so it was the messiest thing in the world to make. When taco night was a night, you did not want to be dishes that night, because the way the Sasson family did dishes, and it was the dumbest idea in the world, was you had a week of dishes.
Yeah.
So if it was Sunday to Saturday. So if you had pizza night, that was real easy. You just threw away the box, clean up the table, you'd be all good. But if it was taco night, again, it was a big heaping thing of seasoned ground beef in the middle. You're having some 3-year-old who's trying to make a taco. So guess where they put the meat? On the wall and stuff. So then eventually you'd have to. It would take hours to clean it up. You didn't do your homework, because honestly I didn't even do my homework. But anyways. But the older I'm getting, the more I like Mexican food. Number 3.
Yeah.
When you invite an idiot on your show and the person says dumb things, that's on you. On CNN last week.
I thought you were talking about this show.
Yeah.
Bash one of the guests.
Yeah. When I invited this person on the show.
You suck.
You sucked. Anyways, Clay Travis, who is a sports talk host on Fox Sports News, whatever. I don't know what he does. Anyways, he was on CNN talking about the whole ESPN thing with Jamel Hill, about she tweeted out that Trump's a racist, all this kind of stuff, and people were mad that she said that Trump's a racist and all this kind of stuff, whatever. So Clay Travis sat there, and he has a line that he has said on his show 100 times, and he said it on CNN. He goes, "The only 2 things that I trust in this world that have never let me down is the First Amendment and boobs." And so what happened was
why are you saying that on CNN?
Okay, because you're Clay Travis from Sports Talk Show. Yeah. So the thing is that the 2 other people, and I'm showing the picture, the 2 other people on the show literally grab their pearls and be like, "Oh dear, why would you say such a thing?" And I'm just like, you brought on the idiot sports talk radio host. Of course he's going to say something stupid. That's on you. Don't get me. I mean, I remember a couple years ago, they put Rush Limbaugh on NFL
Why is he even
primetime.
on to comment on that?
Why is he allowed to comment?
Why was he? Why?
Okay. Why is he allowed to comment? Because, again, they wanted to bring a sports person on, and so he's, the kind of conservative sports loudmouth, asshole type. And so he sat there and he was talking about the fact that, yeah, we should be mad at her, but she has the right and all this other kind of stuff.
That's stupid.
And so, but the thing is, again, I blame CNN. If you don't like what the guy says, someone should do research that this is the kind of shit he says. Like I mentioned before, Rush Limbaugh was on NFL Primetime on ESPN, and they were like, okay, they brought Rush Limbaugh on. His second week, he said that the liberal media wants Donovan McNabb, because he was a black quarterback, to be successful, so they gloss over the fact that he thinks he sucks. Everyone got mad at him and said, how dare he says that? And I'm just like, dude, you brought Rush Limbaugh on the show. Rush Limbaugh is going to say Rush Limbaugh type things. This is why you brought him on the show. ESPN, that's on you. So again, my third take, if you invite an idiot on your show and he says something dumb, that's on you. Number 4, also football related, pro football in Los Angeles is turning out to be a really stupid idea. This past weekend was the first time that both the Chargers and the Rams were in LA. Neither of them drew. Here's why. Both teams suck, and it's Los Angeles, and it's nice, and people are sitting there going, I'm not going to pay $100 to watch pro football that's shitty. I'll sit in my house or I'll go to the beach and do something else. Again, if you're going to move a team to a new market, either A, start a new team so people understand that they're not going to be, great, or B, just leave LA alone. If they don't want pro football, put it in a town, put another team in, in a town that might like it. Don't put it, it's a big market and there'll be lots of people. No, there's other stuff to do. They want to do other things. It's just stupid. And then they're going to both be in the same stadium, everything like that. Turns out pro football in LA looks like it's a dumb idea. My final take.
What is it?
There's an old coaching saying. Goes, whatever you tolerate, you encourage. Which means if you tolerate your kid coming late to practice, you encourage your kid come late to practice. If you tolerate that your team sucks, aka the Pirates, and you keep going to the games and you keep watching on TV, you pretty much are encouraging them to suck. So guess what? If you keep on going to games and complaining that the Pirates suck, the reason why the Pirates suck is because you're encouraging them to suck by still giving them your money. That is my fifth take. Now, coming up next,
What?
we've got comedian and coolest name in the world guy, Senneca Stone.
Coolest name in the world.
And we're going to be talking about his life and ultimately news and notes. It's the greatest show in the history of the world. It's the Mike Sasson Show with now the most attractive producer in the history of the world, Alex Clemens. We'll be right back with Senneca Stone.
Come on, go! It's green! Come on! Go!
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down
Yeah,
with
I'm
the road
sick of
rage.
these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You gotta calm down on the road rage.
Well, I'm on where I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle Heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. You know, I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to the Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
It's the Mike Sasson Show. We are back at the Mr. Smalls Theater Studios here in beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania. Again, you're listening at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio, or you're watching us live right now on Facebook Live. My name is Mike Sasson. I am the host. That blue-haired beauty over there is Alex Clemens, producer extraordinaire, again, by Salon 22. The great people over there. If you want your hair to look as good as Alex's, go over to Salon 22. And here's the thing. You have an idea, they're going to take it to that next level. Now, the person next to me, I'll be honest with you, probably does not go to a salon, because if you move the Buffalo Sabres hat, you are currently hairless, correct?
You know what?
Currently.
This is something that you guys didn't know, but I am super bald.
Okay.
Which you didn't know, but
Okay.
I did right before I went bald. Dyed my hair blue.
Nuh-uh.
Had it like the bottom of your hair blue.
Yeah.
And the reason was, well, I'm losing my hair. I better go out with a bang. And I had my freshman year of college had blue hair, and my sister dyed it over and over again repeatedly, full on 9 months pregnant in a bathtub, repeatedly to
That's
keep
good.
the Superman blue hair.
So, I mean, like, but she was dealing with chemicals while 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, absolutely. You should see my niece. She's
She's a little off?
no, she's awesome.
Okay. Anyways, it's Senneca Stone here. Comedian, great comedian here locally. Also up in Buffalo, works Helium Club up there. So you did something that I think is very difficult. And that is, most people are, Pittsburgh, they're Cleveland, they're Buffalo, whatever. You jump back and forth, which is actually very difficult. How do you manage to kind of be a player in both two comedy scenes?
Unemployed. That's how do you do it? No, you just, if you want to do something, then don't be a baby about it. Try real hard at it. So I was just like, whatever opportunities I could get, I'll take them. So if I wasn't doing something in Pittsburgh, I'll go do it in Buffalo. If it's not in Buffalo, I'll come down and do it in Pittsburgh. And I know people in Buffalo. I'm from Western New York, and so I'm just crashing on a couch down there. And
What's the name of the town you're in from Western New York? Is it closer to Buffalo, or is it closer to Jamestown, Erie kind of deal?
It's think like Newcastle to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Olean, New York is where
okay.
I'm from.
All right.
It's middle of nowhere, but it's just same kind of thing. About an hour or so outside of it.
Are you closer to Erie? Because I always thought you were.
No, I mean Erie's about an hour and a half, and Buffalo is going to be an hour and 15.
So you're between Erie and Erie and Buffalo.
Nice little triangle.
Oh, a triangle of sadness. Anyways.
Yeah, and meth. Heroin is huge there.
Heroin is huge.
Yeah.
There you go. Why didn't we get into heroin instead of comedy?
Oh, I don't life. I don't know, because that seems. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's doing very well. Heroin.
Well,
It's
I mean, like if you're selling it, they're doing well.
I think all the heroin addicts usually are getting high on it too. Aren't they dying off as well?
Well, I mean, obviously you got to, it's a market that obviously you got to keep replenishing. It's like cigarettes, you got to sell to the kids. Anyways, now one thing that I remember the first time I saw you do stand up, and they would say, coming up next, new comic, Senneca Stone.
And you're like, wow.
And I was just like, this guy will never be as good as his name.
That's still true. So
when did you realize you had a super cool, like, private eye name?
when I moved out of the area right next to the Seneca Nation of Indians.
Okay.
It's not cool to be named Seneca right next to the Seneca Nation of Indians where all of those people are.
That
and
makes
you're
sense.
just a white kid with blue eyes. You know how many Indian brush burns you get from that, and just tax-free jingles, like, because it's free gas and cigarettes, so Seneca one stop, your one stop all the time.
Really?
Oh, it's terrible. So it wasn't an odd name. It was a very commonplace name where I'm from. And here's the thing about it is, if you ask my mother, you know, who named me that right next to it, I was like, I'm named after the Indian. She's like, no, you're not named after the. Well, don't be stupid. What about the philosopher? No, just some hunk on a soap opera.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
There you go.
That's how.
So now you can be some hunk on a soap opera.
Yeah, not with this hair. But no, so once I moved away, then it became, and I got older and was able to deal with it. It's now I'm like, it is a great name.
It is a super cool
It'd be
name.
a good porn star name, to be honest.
Would be probably a bad porn star penis, but I don't know.
I think your name would overcome your small penis. That's how good of a name it is. Like, I think someone would hire you and then be like, you know what, he's not exactly packing, but the name.
I don't know, if I was like scrolling through porn and I saw that name, I'd be like, okay, let's check that out.
And even if it wasn't like the most.
Shake it out.
Well, Alex, even if it wasn't like, you've been with a guy. If let's say his name is that
I
good.
haven't been with any man.
You never been with a man. Well, when you eventually, you know, that you pop your cherry and you get with a man, and then, you know.
That was
It's
bad.
the first time that you actually use that in the actual context of it. Normally it's like, gonna pop your cherry going to your first Steelers game, huh? That was the first time.
Is that where that? Do you think that's actually where that came from? Like the whole, like, okay, whatever. Anyways. Anyway, so when eventually you come, if the guy's name is that super cool, you might like let him do whatever he wants because you're just like, you know what, your name overcomes any of your douchiness.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
I disagree with
hard
that.
challenge on that. I don't think that's gonna work.
You just threw the challenge flag.
Yeah, hard. Too.
Hard. Yeah, you threw it down on his knees. Okay, I'm gonna get this little take. I have a sixth take. The fact that they gave flags to the coaches to throw at the referees is the biggest dick move. And like that's nothing at a Steeler game gets them louder, not touchdowns, not like when they bring out old Steelers, than challenge flags.
Because the refs are the bad guys.
Yes.
So it's super exciting to be like, no, screw you. I get it. I'm
Everyone,
on board with it
I
entirely.
think in life it'd be great if we had challenge flags. Like if a cop just sit there and go, how fast are you going? How fast is this going?
That would
Check the fucking
not be
thing.
good for this show.
Get the what? You
Yeah,
throw
you'd have,
challenge
like,
flags.
bruises all over your
You just be
faces.
throwing flags at me all day, just like you're a fucking jerk. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'll challenge flag people on internet posts.
Yeah.
Every time I get to just throw a picture of Tomlin throwing a red flag at him.
I'll be honest with you. That is why on Facebook there'll eventually be like a button like challenge flag, just something like that. Because getting to news and notes. Facebook, I think, just came back. We got to do our do we do the song?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, we
I
gotta do
thought
the
you were
song.
just going to skip over it,
Okay,
but like,
let's do the song.
all right, what song is it?
Look, you've been gone.
Too long.
Again, we have Senneca Stone here, great comedian. We've got Alex, great producer, and Mike, a mediocre host. But it is news and notes. First and foremost, brought up Facebook. Facebook, again, we were talking about before the show, sometimes gets confusing because like you'll wake up the next day and they completely add shit and you don't know how to use it.
Sure.
And all of a sudden you feel like an idiot because you don't even know how to use your own Facebook post. And then all of a sudden you post something that sounds weird and you have to be like, I just didn't know that I posted a picture of, Mao Zedong on, 4th of July, whatever. Anyways, Facebook has come out with a new thing. So if you ever have a friend that goes through a phase, let's say, for instance, they just had a kid or they have, for comedians, they have a show that they're just keeping pumping. Now, you don't want to unfollow them because they're good people, but you'd like it to where, let's say, for the next week or the next month, you just kind of don't see what they're doing because they're going through a phase.
Solid.
Well, Facebook is coming out, and they're testing it right now, a snooze button. Where literally you can go to a person and you just say, you can either says unfollow or snooze, and you can pick 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month to where you could sit there. Let's say they just had a kid and they're posting like 7 trillion pictures of the kid.
That's when you hit it.
So you hit it and they go, okay, for the next month, I don't really want to see pictures
Next
of your kid.
month to 18 years, let's just snooze out the pictures of your dumb kid.
Yes,
I got you.
There is one. That is one thing when a parent does have the first kid. What happens is like you see the first picture and you're like, oh, and then like 2 days later, you like it again. So what does Facebook do? It goes, right to the thing. So
Wait.
now all of a sudden you just like see this picture, like this kid, like every day because Facebook learns you. Now go ahead.
Does that person know that you do that?
No.
Okay.
So like the whole world.
Thank God now I can not look at your
Wait,
shit.
hold on. Do they know when you unfollow them?
No, you just have to check.
Oh, good.
Well, no, because
I
if they wouldn't know if you're unfollowing them or if you're like unfriending them.
Can you unfriend totally? Is there a difference?
Yeah. I don't know.
But if you unfriend someone, they could totally find that out if they went to your Facebook and it says that you're not friends.
We should start doing that on it, like maliciously, just so people know.
I know of people that do that.
No, that's funny.
I know of
Good for them.
I know of comedians.
They always announce it though. Like I'm getting rid of people.
Oh yeah,
I can't deal with this anymore.
Well, the best is when someone like you check and you're like, oh, I got to message this person about something, and you're like, you're not friends, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I did something, and then they send you another friend request. And then you're like, we were friends before.
Maybe they just needed a break, so now they can do that.
Now they can, they just needed a break from me, which I understand that. Anyways, Facebook does come out with a good idea.
That's pretty cool.
There you go. Something else that is a cool idea, sex robots.
Wow. All right.
Okay. Yeah, we jump right into sex robots. Anyways,
Facebook doesn't have those yet.
This is a cool idea.
This is a cool idea. Sex robot. Anyways, that's the big deal. Is everybody's talking about? There's literally like futurists that sit there and say, in the future, sex robots are going to be so realistic that eventually no one's going to have sex with each other because that's how good they're going to get. Like
I'm
right
old
now,
school. I'm gonna be using the 8-track. I'm gonna be using the 8-tracks. I'll be fine.
But they literally talk about the fact that like right now we're at the 8-track stage. And then eventually we're going to get to like the iTunes stage
It
of
just
sex
feels
robots.
better and sounds better.
Yeah. Could you imagine if like some guy turns you down? It's like, no, I'm going to go with my sex robot. You're like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you don't understand. I got the new PlayStation 4 sex robot. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to play Call of Duty with it later. Anyways, I saw this picture that states that cybersecurity experts and people like work for the CIA, all that kind of stuff, are worried because if, let's say, they find out that like a diplomat or like a president, whatever, uses a sex robot, they could hack the sex robot into actually killing the person or hurting them. So they're really concerned about, there it is, there's our cybersecurity expert that says, cybersecurity expert warns sex robots could be hacked to kill.
Of course it's that dude too that's telling you about it.
Who clearly has invested in like 3 or 4 sex robot companies. But like, could you imagine if you just heard like President Trump has been assassinated? Oh no, where'd it happen? He was having sex with a sex robot and it just grabbed his penis and killed him.
Was it a Transylvanian sex robot? It wasn't an American one, was it?
American ones, I think, we unhackable. You can't get one of those cheap, knockoff foreign, sex robots.
Well, it's not like, does he go after stateside women?
I don't know. I mean, he goes after women that literally.
I guess you could just program an accent in it. Like, that'll work. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he doesn't go after women that like don't need to like find a way to stay in the country. Yeah. Anyway, so like to me, that's the thing about like if you think about it, like I saw this one TV show because it was during like the whole Cheney being having no heart and stuff like that. So they showed that like if like a terrorist organization somehow got close enough to Cheney, they could like hack his like pacemaker and kill him through that. And so the same thing could happen with sex robots. So there's so much sex robot like things we got to work on before we like really send sex robots out the world.
Test those things. That's why I want that job.
You want to test sex robots?
Yeah.
Do
you want that job? It's like sex studies that they do,
When I was in college, I took human sexuality because it was an easy course and I was a football player. Anyways, it was an easy course. Literally, you couldn't not get an A in it.
Okay.
Anyways, it was taught by a sexologist. And so someone went up to her and like, so your early stages of being a sexologist, like, what do you do? He's like, you literally sit like in a room while people in another room, like behind a glass wall, are like having sex, and you and you just like write down like what you see and shit. And we're like, wow, that's amazing. That's like the coolest job ever. You just watch people fuck and then you just write shit down about it. And he just goes, she was a Southern one. She was from Mississippi. She goes, Michael, after a while, it's just like flipping burgers. And I just look at her and I go, yeah, I'm sure the person who flips burgers is sitting there going, so how is working at Wendy's? It's just like watching people fuck.
Do you think that person like doesn't like having sex anymore then? Because they're like, I know everything.
I asked a friend of mine who worked at like a severe injury, like spinal cord injury place, and she used to clean up male genitals all day. And I was like, does that ever ruin it for you? And I was like, because I was very, she's like, what happens? Like, it's over with for you. And she was like, listen, I can compartmentalize because I'm an adult, you fucking child.
I love how she was. This is a person that like deals with like people that are like.
And all I go is
like,
pervert with it.
Yeah, are you like sick of looking at dicks all of a sudden?
And she just gave me like, grow up, don't be an idiot. I was like, fair, that's fair.
But that's what nurses would probably say. He was like, you look at, like, I'm looking at a 90-year-old, guy who's on his last legs junk, and I'm cleaning up his butthole. But yeah, if a dude comes up to me like, no, I've seen plenty. I saw Mr. Carruthers' junk.
At some point, you just move past the 14-year-old stage, and you can start doing adult stuff.
Clearly, none of us have.
No.
Not comedians. Anyways, speaking of Dick Cheney, this got me kind of weirded out. So they're doing a biopic of Dick Cheney. All right, and they're announcing the cast of it, and they announced who is going to play Dick Cheney. Christian Bale is going to play Dick Cheney. He's already gaining the weight.
I feel so bad for Christian Bale.
Why do you feel bad?
I feel like he's had to do that for so many movies. He like gains weight, and then he goes back to being beautiful, and he has to gain weight again. And I'm not beautiful.
Feeling he's allowed to say no.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to give him like zillions of dollars.
Is he married?
To the game, apparently.
Yeah, to being beautiful. Look, I've tried to pick the best looking picture of Christian Bale with the picture of Dick Cheney that is Dick Cheney. By the way, that's the best picture of Dick Cheney in the world. That's the best he's ever looked.
That's pretty cool.
But how do you as a Hollywood producer sit there and say, okay, we're going to do a Dick Cheney biopic. Who should we get? Oh yeah, the guy who played Batman.
Well, I mean, like I don't know what Dick Cheney looked like. He was younger.
Right? Yes. But like, okay.
Wait.
Now, I did send a picture of current Christian Bale.
No, it's so sad.
Put the picture.
It's so sad.
I
did. Calm down.
Okay, I don't see it yet.
You have to wait. You were so anxious.
I know. There is current Christian Bale.
That guy works at a Kogo's over in McKees Rocks. That guy does, I swear. There's a neck tattoo on the far side of that you can't see. Oh my God.
And he's got a Steeler tattoo, but it's warped because he's gained weight since he got it. And it's like Bill Cowher's chin is even bigger now and shit.
Unbelievable.
Like, why do they do that to him? Why do they gotta do
it's
that?
It's not he chooses to do that.
Yeah, but he's probably like, I have a shit ton of money. Like, it's gonna give me a shit ton of money. I guess I'll do it. But they're gonna make me look ugly.
I can't handle you just backing him up right now on this. Like, poor Christian Bale.
I feel bad.
Never. The Kogo's guy is who I feel bad for. Not him.
Yeah, the guy who doesn't
you should feel good for him because everyone's gonna think that he's in this movie.
That's true.
But
he's gonna be famous now.
I love Alex. It's there. Yeah, you're right. It's just because I don't feel bad for the guy who makes $12 an hour and has to look like that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy.
But he was born like that. Christian Bale was born beautiful.
What's wrong with his eyebrows? Did you see those?
No, I think they dyed him. They probably maybe put like a wig on him or something.
Yeah,
what does
so
Dick Cheney look like when he's young? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I love they're gonna have young Dick Cheney. But you have to think, if you're Dick Cheney and you're just like, oh, they're gonna make a biopic of me, the liberal media is gonna destroy me.
Hell
like,
yeah, I'd pick Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I made the joke last night. That'd be like if they're making the Mike Sasson story. Like, oh, they're gonna destroy me. Who they get? Channing Tatum to play Mike Sasson. I'm like, okay, do what you want to do. That'd be great.
I just tried to look up Dick Cheney and there was a lot of other things that came up.
Is that your computer?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we're just going to the fact that how many times does she look up dicks?
The Mike Sasson Show is really pervy. I had all these things written out about news and notes. It turns out we can just talk about genitals the entire time.
Yeah,
and we'll
Dick
knock it out
Cheney
of the
is
park.
like decently good looking.
There you go.
Like he's not what Christian Bale looks like.
Dick Cheney is hot.
Yeah, seriously. My God, Dick Cheney. Let's just do a show about like we hate Dick Cheney's policies, but damn, was he a fine looking hunk of meat. Jesus Christ. You know who else was good looking? Look up Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford, when he was young, was a male model.
Oh,
that's no bullshit. So, okay. Now we've distracted Alex enough. Let's go to Bon Appetit magazine. All right. Did something yesterday that I thought was very, very weird. And actually stupid. So they're getting after him. They posted an article, and they eventually admitted that it was just a typo. But it said, Bon Appetit magazine tweeted out that the average millennial spends $96 billion in food.
96 billion.
96 billion.
But in their whole life?
They didn't
even specify.
They didn't even specify. But 96, even if it was in your whole life to spend $96 billion on food, that's a lot of avocado toast. So Alex, you being a millennial, are you on a little bit above 96 billion or a little bit below 96 billion?
I would say a little bit below. I do spend a shit ton of money on food.
Okay.
But I don't think it's $96 billion worth of food. I hate also that they put Fireball in this stupid picture that they posted.
You millennials.
It's like, yeah, like, oh, that's what you're about. It's Fireball and fucking, I don't know, ramen noodles.
Not even, first off, ramen's delightful, but it's like cheap food.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
whiskey,
that's what we're coined as, is Fireball and
Fireball's not expensive either. So when they're saying 96 billion,
I don't even know what the other things pictured are.
One is, I think, avocado toast. The other one is coffee. One is like a weird beer that obviously costs craft beer because you guys won't drink Budweiser like grown-ass
The one
men.
looks like sardines.
And then, yeah, you love sardines. Millennials and sardines.
Millennials definitely don't love sardines.
Looks like a charcuterie plate. It's a charcutes.
Okay, speaking of Fireball whiskey, do you drink a lot of Fireball
Ew,
whiskey?
no, it makes me want to throw up. Like the picture you sent me, I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Okay, because Fireball whiskey, apparently, I guess millennials love Fireball whiskey.
They don't.
Because they're coming out with Fireball whiskey in a box.
No, it's already come out.
Okay, so you could, like, you love wine in a box, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But this is just like death in a box.
That's what they should call it, just death in a box. So now, if you're just sitting there going, you know what, I love Fireball whiskey, but I always run out.
When does it seem appetizing to do that? Why would you want a box of that?
You guys ever play Slap the Bag?
Yes.
That's how a lot of kids in college are about to find a way into the fire truck, getting out of there. Seriously. That's terrifying. I mean, because I played a lot of Slap the Bag and box of wine races back in my college days.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay.
That's in trouble.
bad.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just us weeding those people out. Head coach Jesus making roster cuts. That's all that is.
There you go. Seriously, but you need to come into my office. That's seriously, that's really, they should have an entire YouTube channel. And you can do this because what we're about is business ideas of just basically just calling it Head Coach Jesus making roster cuts.
Yep.
And it's just idiot college kids drunkenly running into the street. That's what it just be videos of it. There you go.
Perfect. There you go.
So much knowledge being done here. Kevin Hart. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Hart. Okay, Kevin Hart is having a bad week. Because Kevin Hart always posted on his Instagram, and it was always pictures of his wife and his, this is my rib, and this is my joy and my life, and all this kind of stuff.
The rib.
Like, they're supposed to be like
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve, like, this is my rib, this is my,
if you don't invoke God in it, it doesn't count, right?
Yeah, how am I supposed to invoke? Yeah, you gotta invoke God like 4 times.
I've just never heard that before.
Yeah, so hopefully your boyfriend never calls you his rib.
Well, I thought that would be a good thing. Is that a good thing?
Yes, that's what he's saying. He's saying his wife is.
So why would you hope that he?
The only
doesn't
person
tell me
who's
that?
super excited about his rib is Marilyn Manson when he took it out.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Nice job. All right. Anyways, Kevin Hart. That's a picture of him if you didn't know. Anyways, there's a picture. There's a video of him, and they posted it on the internet. Of basically, it looks like, oh my God, a celebrity is having sex outside of marriage. So I'm shocked. I can't believe it. Anyways,
He's so short.
I know. He's so short. He's worth $800 trillion. If he was 2 feet tall, he'd still get women.
Have you ever heard Patrice O'Neal talk about Kevin Hart?
No, I did not.
He says that, and Patrice O'Neal is a big man. He was like, in his penis.
Well, not
is
anymore.
So
He's
big.
kind of like.
That's what he says.
What is it?
Kevin Hart says it's just Patrice O'Neal says Kevin Hart just walks around just with the most satisfying body of any man out there. You never heard that before?
No.
Oh yeah, Kevin Hart. Don't let his short stature fool you. He's a real man, so women love him.
Women love him.
I don't think I could deal with that voice while I was having sex with him.
Okay,
Kevin Hart's voice.
But
No.
could you would the fact that you're having the sex on a giant pile of cash help you out?
No.
Okay. So I mean, some women I guess would like that. It would turn them on.
But yeah, I feel like it's just ruining all the money.
So this is his second wife, though, right?
I didn't do that.
No, it's like she knows what she's signing up for. So the problem with that she's going to leave him is just kind of ridiculous. They had the divorce before was because of infidelity. She comes up after he's already rich. She's like, I'll marry you.
He's changed.
Like, come on, that's on her entirely. I can't even get behind.
Okay, that is one point that I always make is that if your boyfriend, girlfriend, if you were the person you helped this person cheat, and then eventually that person cheats on you, I have zero sympathy for you. Because if you were the person that helped, I mean, you have like a little shit-eating grin right now. I mean, do you feel that same way? If you helped said boyfriend cheat,
No.
No.
I'm in that position, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So you were the.
And 5 years later.
And
Wait, hold on. Rewind that. You were cheating on.
No, he was cheating.
And you came into the picture.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't broadcast it on an internet radio show. So I just saw the picture.
I find your boyfriend to be a great man, and he's totally gonna work out. Everything we said was wrong about that.
totally.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, except for Alex's boyfriend. That was the. You know what? That's the exception that proves the rule, Alex.
There we
Yep.
go.
There
Because
you
I thought
go.
it was a hard and fast rule almost always, except for now. So that's good.
But by the way, if he cheats on you, I don't having him feel bad. Anyways, I love you. Just care. All right. Someone I am having an issue with right now. In Colorado Springs, Colorado, there's a woman who jogs around and is taking giant shits while she jogs.
It was me.
Yeah.
While I was there.
The cops are
Did this just so I could have a story on here, and you wouldn't know it was me.
And you never
I
told
put a
her?
wig on, too.
You put a wig on and
Yeah.
you sat there and okay, so she's called the Mad Pooper. She has been taking dumps just like jogging, and I guess if she needs to take a giant dump, she just takes a dump.
Does she stop or does she keep running? Is it
stops.
a running dump?
No, she does not run dump.
Is this a picture of the actual woman?
It looks like
Did
it,
they
yeah.
follow her around and wait for her to take a shit?
No, it's like a security camera photo of the giant dumper person. So what happens is it's like she has to take a giant crap. And she'll just take a giant crap, whatever. She's taking a giant crap in front of people's houses. She's taking a giant crap in front of schools. She just feels that, hey, I'm jogging. I had too much bran in the morning. I got to get rid of this, and she just does it anywhere.
It's pretty normal in long distance running for defecation to happen. Like it's a very
You keep toilet paper in your pants
for sure.
just in case.
I mean, she's clearly a piece of shit about it.
Yeah.
by not just using the
don't do it in
restroom.
front of a school.
It's not like
you
she's
can do
iron
it, just don't do it in front of a school.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Craziest place you've ever taken a dump? Seneca, go.
Oh, gosh, my pants. Once you hit 30, it's a whole new ballgame. I thought people used to just lie about shitting their pants. I was like, they're just doing that to be funny.
Yeah.
Hit 30, I have so many poop stories.
Okay, give me the best poop in your pants story then.
How about the one that just happened to me about 3 weeks
This
ago?
morning.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, I'm driving back
Just
from
now.
Buffalo. I'm driving back from Buffalo, and I was on the highway, and I thought I could trust far, and I couldn't, and I was very far, and it wasn't like you just pull over on the side of the road and take care of it. It was like you riding dirty for like 15 miles to the nearest stop.
Were you alone, though?
And I was alone, well,
thank
until
God.
this happened, because I walked in, the first was a standalone one toilet place, and it was all open. I went in and there was nobody there. So when I went in, I went to the restroom, and then I hear a ding-dong, and the lady go, oh, there's somebody in there. He's been in there for a while. So I had to hurry up and take care of it. So I get ready, and I run out, and by the way, I realized right before I run out, I forgot to bring my change of clothes in, so I had to put on my heavy pants over top that I had just taken off the messy pants, had to put them on, and then go back out to the car past everybody that was there. Here's the problem. I forgot my keys and my phone inside in my haste.
God.
So I'd walk back by all the people waiting in the foyer to use the one bathroom, and I just was like, listen, guys, I messed my pants. Please leave me alone.
Did you really say
and
that?
just dealt with it, and they were like, it's okay. And they were so sweet about it as I just walked back and forth. So that was... Yes, I have done it. Not long ago.
You're right about the fact that you're just like, ooh, when you hit a certain age, it does that. So I did comedy before an improv show. And I opened the show, did about 20 minutes, was feeling a little off, a little ill, but I did the show, and I did well because I'm funny. Anyways, so after that, it was an improv show. And I was about to see like, okay, when can I just get my money and just kind of go? And the person goes, oh, no, we don't have the money yet. We got to get it from the house. Can you just wait a little? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching improv, which, every comedian loves to watch improv.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm sitting there and my stomach's getting a little whatever, and I'm like, okay, I can hold it, whatever. Eventually, about 45 minutes of improv later, I get my money. I get in my car and I'm maybe like 15 minutes away from my house. And again, I'm a grown man. I can hold my crap. So I'm driving.
man.
Yeah, I'm a grown man. So I'm driving down I'm literally, I could see the glimmer of my house in the hill. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm good. As soon as I hit the street and I'm like, I'm good. And it's just it just was like, nope, you're doing it right now.
Wow.
And it was just like, blunk.
Was it?
Right? And I'm just like, oh. And it just, you feel just like, I cannot believe this actually happened.
You
and
had to make that noise with it?
Yeah, it made the whole noise. Blunk. Anyways, the fact, and
That
now
sounded
I
like
blame
it was
the
messy.
improv comedians personally. That's just how I view it.
So it was, you know, we don't have to get into the consistency, but it sounded, that noise made it
Yeah,
sound
I
like
feel
it
like
wasn't.
you got it by that
solid.
noise.
It was very, it was a wetter.
It'd be way funny if it was just a solid one, like I can't stop it. It'd be so funny.
It was just, it was really hard. I actually tried to push. It was just hurting me.
Like, at least I'm healthy, but you know, this is kind of weird. All right.
All right,
Anyways.
Alex, with the last
Yeah,
time.
it's not an age thing because it happened to me when I was 20, and I worked at Men's Warehouse, and I was at.
So you were all dressed to the nines too?
Yeah, I had a dress. I had a dress on.
Okay.
Luckily, it was a black dress. It wasn't.
It was a mess in her dress. Go ahead, keep going. Mess the dress.
There you go.
Say mess to the dress. All right, here we go. We're doing it.
So I was very, very hungover, and I was at work at Men's Warehouse, and we had this little like outside area by the parking lot, and I was sitting out there taking my break, and I was like just sitting on the floor, and then I like squatted to like get up, and I went to fart, and that didn't work out very well, and then I was like, oh shit. And
Literally.
Then, literally. And then I was like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't have a change of clothes, and I'm wearing a dress right now. So I went
home.
I didn't go home. I went into the bathroom, and I tried to like clean off the dress the best that I could, and just doused myself, like sprayed perfume all over my body, and like really tried to like wipe it off, and everything was cool. But I went through the rest of my workday like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shaking hands and
No one
kissing
noticed,
babies.
and I was like really self-conscious. Obviously, the whole time I'm like, do I smell? Do I not smell? Or am I like overwhelming people with this perfume covering the shit smell?
Wow.
What you should have done is just like been like really overly like cleavaged out, so everyone just notices that, and then they don't even notice what you smell like. That's what I would have done. Just been like overly
You know what
like
she,
that.
but you know what she did do was what she did, and she was fine. So I like how you just wanted to put your cleavage out in the situation. She solved the problem. Yeah, but what about boobs also?
Yeah, I made it okay.
Okay. All right, so a couple more stories. First and foremost, Alex, I'm going to feel sorry for you because the fact of the matter is that there seems to be a movement towards letting people who are not real tough dudes get into the bar and kind of like making them feel more comfortable. Because guess what they've come out with?
What?
Light diet whiskey.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, like what makes up diet whiskey? Like, what? How is it different?
They made it different so it's lower calorically.
Really?
So that's
all you know?
Here's the thing.
They made it diet whiskey. It's called Sinfully Thin. It's for dudes that want to drink whiskey at the bar.
Is there that many like calories in whiskey?
I don't know.
You
I
should have
guess.
looked this up before you present us a story.
I just hated the picture of the guy looking at the diet whiskey bottle.
It looks. I thought it was shampoo. It looks like a shampoo bottle.
He looks like one of the guys from the haircut books you get at Fantastic Sam's before you get it. Like this, you could have this haircut.
Yeah, that might have been where they got it from. But I mean, okay.
Here's my problem. Like, don't Pittsburgh women have enough to worry about after a Steelers loss that now their husbands are going to be in better shape? Like, shouldn't like we? I mean, now they're just going to be spry when they're chasing around the house after Big Ben doesn't convert.
Yeah,
you know.
Seriously, if you're a Pittsburgh wife and your husband's too into like football and like just lost the rent check because the Steelers didn't cover, yeah, you want your husband to be a little chubby.
Who's the guy who's like, I'm trying to get in good shape, but I will not get rid of my 12 Jack and Cokes a day?
Yeah, that
Who's
might be
that guy?
that might be the first person that you might need to get rid of is the Jack and Coke guy.
I'm okay with him drinking it if he looks like that. If he looked like that dude and walked into the bar and he was drinking light whiskey, I'd be like, okay.
But if a guy was putting the moves on Alex, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yes, do you have any diet whiskey?" You're telling me you're not like.
It depends on what he looks like.
Okay, if he's,
that's how everything is. That's how the
everything
world
is.
works. It
If
depends on what you look like with what you can get away with.
But if he
That
has
is
to
a
look like
fact.
that.
It is.
But if he has to look like that, like if he just looks a little bit less than that, and you order diet whiskey, you're done.
I'm still.
Can
okay.
That's so true.
Depends on how much whiskey I have in my body.
My one good-looking friend, he's a really handsome guy, and he said, "Yo, you want to know how to pick up girls? I'll tell you what I do." And this is, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be so cute." And we're like, "Let's just do it. Just go ahead." And this just shows you if you're good-looking, you can get away with whatever you want.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll walk up to a girl, but I'll notice her from across the bar, never say a word to her. I'll just walk her up to her and go." He says, "You know that feeling when you're on the top of a roller coaster, and you just start to go down? That's how I'm feeling right now with you." And then he says, works every time. I'm like, screw you, only because you're good looking. That never, let me do that. I'm getting maced immediately.
I
don't know. Maybe if you do it, you have to do it in that exact voice.
Oh, maybe.
All I know is like, so there's a person I work with, a woman who she was at a Sheetz, and she was pumping gas, and all of a sudden, someone grabs her wrist. So obviously, she's a little frightened because someone just grabbed her wrist at a Sheetz. He pulls it up. It's just some guy, and he sits there and goes, "Looks like there's no wedding ring. Hi, my name's Jim." And guess what? He was not good looking enough to pull
That's
off
never good looking. Don't grab me.
Yeah.
But the thing is that gets me is that he really thought that was a move that would work. It's like, oh yeah, what you do is you go up to women while they're pumping gas, grab their wrist, yank, and then comment that they're not
Surprised that
married.
guy hasn't got punched yet.
He might
That'd be my immediate reaction.
Well, maybe that's what he's into. He's like into pain or whatever like that.
Ew.
But I mean, like, yeah. So just here's the Mike Sasson Show, Senneca Stone, Alex thing. If you're good looking, don't tell other people how to get women. don't sit there and like if a woman sits there and goes, "Alex, you know how I just sit at the bar." And I'm just like, no, that's not a move. That's not something that you just do.
I used to do it where I would pick up guys by, I used to go to the foot doctor all the time, and so I had a bunch of foot doctor appointment cards that were just like randomly in my purse that I could get rid of. So I would write on the back of them, and I would write like, "Hey, you're cute," and then write my phone number, and then I'd just walk up to dudes and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and then give them a card and walk away.
And then they think like, why do I have to go to the foot doctor? What, so she was like, what if you were
But then
just like
I
marketing
forgot
for
a
it?
foot doctor appointment because of that.
Ah, see?
Doesn't always work.
The yin and yang of life. We're going to close it out with this. You might be the last guest in the history of the Mike Sasson Show, Seneca.
You getting canceled?
Yeah, hopefully. Anyways.
Yes.
September 23rd, according to a Christian numerologist, which, by the way, if you can learn how to be that, huge money in that.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, apparently
It's never been a thing until now.
Yeah, don't Craigslist it. I don't think it's a job you can get. Anyways, he claims that he's looked at the Bible, he's looked at the weather forecast, everything points to the fact that September 23rd is gonna be the last day in the history of the world. So what are you gonna do with the last couple days of your life, Seneca?
Well, first off, I'd say, like, would you even be surprised if it was the last day of the world?
No, at this point, if someone,
like,
if the rapture was coming, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
I just feel like we got that, like, that dude who acts like a child who has all those nukes, and then there's Kim Jong-un, and I just no, I think that the world, it feels pretty crazy as it is right now. What do I do my last couple of days? Well, we're quitting our jobs, right?
Yeah.
And we're going somewhere nuts.
Well, here's my thing. As I was actually trying to open it up for you to like promote shows. No.
Oh. Yeah, no, and what I would tell you if it was the last day, don't go to my show. It's not worth it. No, with your last days, if you did that, I'm not going to be there. I promise you that. I'm going to be in Spain.
Spain. That's where you pick?
That's where I go. I want to go to Spain real bad. That's where I'd pick, and I'd drink a lot of Spanish wine, and I would just like get drunk until it came across.
I like that he picked a Saturday.
I think
that's my favorite thing. You know,
Yeah,
like,
'cause
if we're going to end it, we're going to end it on a Saturday.
On an amazing Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be one person, if they did say the world is going to end tomorrow, it's like, well, someone's got to make the burgers at Burger King. And so, like, one guy is just sitting there going, I got to make these burgers. What if and just like, that'd be the worst. It's like, I got to work a double shift, but you know what? I've saved enough money. This is my last day. And then all of a sudden the demons are coming. You're just like, oh, shit.
Well,
go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with all of that.
And we'll just end with this. Basically, if you're worried about money, great line in the movie Wall Street. Money, you just need money just in case you don't die tomorrow.
That's true.
Go. Seneca, where are you going to be if the world doesn't end on Saturday?
On Saturday, on Friday, I'm going to be in the Pittsburgh area, in Bellevue at the live downstairs with Colin Chamberlain and Ray Zawadney this Friday. And Saturday, I'll probably just we got a Buccos game. Is at the end of the season.
I think didn't they end the season like 2.5 months ago?
Gave up.
Guys, stop it. All right, we're gonna be there till the end. I love the Buccos, so I might just be stopping by a Buccos game.
And a huge Buffalo Sabres fan.
Playing you dorks tonight. Listen, don't get cocky. We're not good.
Okay.
You guys beat us. Be sweet to me at the games. That's all I want.
All I know is it's preseason. You have a chance.
Well, even during the season, it's gonna be a bloodbath. We're terrible. That's fine.
It's fine. Are you still with the Bills?
I've always been a Steelers fan.
Oh, okay. So you kind of picked and choose.
No, well, you just gotta like the team that my stepfather liked, or where you're from. So he was a Steelers fan, so I was just a Steelers fan.
There you go.
That's it.
Seneca Stone, great name, great comedian. Go find him. Website?
You can find me on Senneca Stone on Facebook or Seneca _Stone on Twitter, and that's Seneca with 2 N's.
There you go. Senneca Stone, great name, great comedian. We'll be right back reading all your comments and then ending the show and letting you get on with your lives. Again, Senneca Stone, Mike Sasson, Alex Clements, The Mike Sasson Show. We'll be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
It is the Mike Sasson Show live at the Millvale. What do we call these again? The Mr. Smalls Theater Studios here in Millvale, Pennsylvania. Thank you again to Senneca Stone. Awesome guest. Go see him. He's an amazing comic, really nice. And honestly, underneath the cap, has beautiful head of hair. He's just trying to screw with you. He's trying to make it that you don't know that it's beautiful auburn. It's not like my dark black or
Auburn.
soft
That
black.
was the color you picked?
I don't know. Anyways, thank you for them. Again, thank you to Salon 22 for Alex's beautiful hair. Next week, we'll have a video out showing her adventures. And also we will post those pictures of Alex and the hair pictures because they're not fashion photos. I'm trying to learn.
Thank you.
Okay. And but you know what? You've been commenting throughout the show. We said that we would say your comments. So what did we name this segment, Alex?
The Comment Minute.
The Comment Minute. Play the theme song.
Yeah.
Say hello to the world. Say hello to the villain that's been.
This is where you get your take on the entire show, and Alex will do it quickly because she just told me she has to pee. Go ahead.
All right. That's me.
That's mean or that's
That
you?
was me.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Sarah said #GILF status. It's GDILF.
G-Dilf.
Yeah.
Granddad? So the granddad she would like to have sex
Yeah,
with?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. There you go. Now, also, the king of the G-Dilfs would then again be Tom Selleck.
Yeah, he's a GDILF.
He's a G-Dilf.
He was the OG DILF.
He was the OG DILF. By the way, if you've ever wanted to see one of the coolest dudes in the world, watch the opening to Magnum P.I. with Tom Selleck. He's just the baddest dude in the history of the world. He's driving around in Ferraris, like hiding helicopters, kicking ass. Great show. They were gonna make a Magnum P.I. movie with Matthew McConaughey. Right now, I don't know if they are making it. Maybe he's trying to gain weight to play Mao Zedong. I don't know.
They could just make a whole movie with just his mustache, and I feel like it would be good.
Coming up next, Tom Selleck's mustache is Dirty Harry. I would say I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next comment is Brandon. He says, so pro baby abandonment, living their own lives and letting someone else take care of the kid. That's his opinion on your whole thing.
Brandon,
I agree with you, Brandon.
I'm not saying abandon your kid. I'm just saying when he gets to a certain age, you don't have to hang out with him that much. You don't have to like so many parents sit there and be like, oh, what are you doing today? Well, Jimmy has baseball practice. And I'm like, okay, so after you drop off Jimmy at baseball practice, what do you do? It's like, no, I sit there like a goof and watch him practice baseball.
Maybe they just say that because the rest of their lives, they're not doing that much with the rest of their lives. So they're not going to be like, oh, well, then I'm going to go home and clean the house and blah, blah. They're not going to tell you all that stupid shit.
Well, then they've got to fill their life up with more important things.
What do you do with your life, Mike?
I do this show.
Huh?
I do
What
comedy.
are you going to do when you're a parent?
I'm gonna
You're
do
really
this
cool
show.
stuff.
I'm gonna do super cool shows, and I'm gonna do the Pod Show podcast party on International Podcast Day, September 30th at Panza Gallery with Alex Clemens and a special guest. So make sure you do that. Go ahead.
That was it.
That was it. Thank you very much to everyone who watched. Thank you very much again to Senneca Stone. Thank you very much to Alex Clemens. Always producer extraordinaire. Now, if the world doesn't end, we will be back next Tuesday, 9 o'clock. having more fun than the law allows. But we get away with it because it's the Mike Sasson Show. Again, listen to all the great local music at www.riversedgepgh.com. Thank you very much. Alex, you can now go pee. The show is over.
Thank you. Bye.